Donald Trump called a Bloomberg news reporter, Catherine Lucey, Piggy during a tense exchange aboard Air Force One on Friday. Look at this ingrate.
So he dictated a couple of memos to himself to be brief. You're going to find out what did he know with respect to Bill Clinton, with respect to the head of Harvard, with respect to all of those people that he knew, including J.P. Morgan shares.
Sir,
Yeah,
if
Jennifer,
there's
go
nothing
ahead.
incriminating in the file, sir,
Quiet,
on Venezuela, sir, you've had a lot of meetings on Venezuela. I know you can't tell us what your next steps will be, but can you say...
So he dictated a couple of memos to himself to be brief. You're going to find out what did he know with respect to Bill Clinton, with respect to the head of Harvard, with respect to all of those people that he knew, including J.P. Morgan shares.
Sir,
Yeah,
if
Jennifer,
there's
go
nothing
ahead.
incriminating in the file, sir, on Venezuela, sir, you've had a lot of meetings on Venezuela. I know you can't tell us what you're...
Piggy, do you know how despicable this man is? In fact, that was the video. This is what it looked like, a photo of the incident. This man is shameful. He's shameful. And other members of the press, they just kept going. Well, former Fox News anchor Gretchen Carlson called the remark disgusting and degrading. Donald Trump has a history of attacking female reporters and trying to shut women journalists up with demeaning language. He said to Ebony McMorris, American Urban Radio Network. He said to so many others. And let me tell you something right now. The right says nothing. The right will not say a word. That's the right. He called her Piggy. This is Catherine Lucey right here. But it wasn't just Lucey. Today, in the Oval Office, the Saudi Crown Prince, who was given an elaborate welcome, Trump was questioned by ABC News reporter Mary Bruce. This was the exchange.
Is that pretty good?
Mr.
I don't know.
President, Mr. President, why wait for Congress to release the Epstein files? Why not just do it now?
You know, it's not the question that I mind, it's your attitude. I think you are a terrible reporter. It's the way you ask these questions. You start off with a man who's highly respected, asking him a horrible, insubordinate, and just a terrible question. And you could even ask that same exact question nicely. You're all psyched up. Somebody psychs you over at ABC. They're going to psych it. You're a terrible person and a terrible reporter. As far as the Epstein files is, I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. I threw him out of my club many years ago because I thought he was a sick pervert. But I guess I turned out to be right. But you know who does have? Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, who ran Harvard, was with him every single night, every single weekend. They lived together. They went to his island many times. I never did. Andrew Weissman, I hear. All these guys were friends of his. You don't even talk about those people. You just keep going on the Epstein files. And what the Epstein is a Democrat hoax to try and get me not to be able to talk about the $21 trillion that I talked about today. It's a hoax. Now, I just got a little report, and I put it in my pocket, of all the money that he's given to Democrats. He gave me none, zero, no money to me. But he gave money to Democrats. And people are wise to your hoax. And ABC's, your company, your crappy company, is one of the perpetrators. And I'll tell you something.
So why not just sign it down?
I think the license should be taken away from ABC because your news is so fake and it's so wrong. And we have a great commissioner, the chairman, who should look at that because I think when you come in and when you're 97% negative to Trump, and then Trump wins the election in a landslide, that means obviously your news is not credible, and you're not credible as a reporter. So I've answered your question. You should go and look at the Democrats who received money from Epstein, who spent their time. Larry Summers was with him all the time.
Abusive, gross, despicable. Mary Bruce, this is Mary Bruce. She was doing her job. See, what he cannot stand when women challenge him. It drives him crazy. And so he reversed to be this abusive ogre, just being this absolute despicable individual.
Journalists have always served such an important part in making America run. They are the ones who bring out the truth. They hold our leaders accountable. And so because we have a crook in charge, a felon in charge, he does everything in his power to silence the journalists, the ones who are courageous enough to ask him the hard questions, the ones that he can't answer, the ones that he doesn't want to answer. He silences them, and he silences them by either insulting them directly or bullying them and just saying that he's going to ensure that they're, that they lose their licenses and things. And I don't see how people can't see this. The only news source that he seems to really believe in are these Republican pundits, our Fox News, faux news, that will not tell the truth, that will not challenge him, and would allow him to run amok. And so we have no one to hold this idiot, this toddler, this felon accountable. And so I am constantly shocked. I think one thing that has really disappointed me is how weak collectively people are. I see why they miss Black people from being in the streets, because I am shocked that people will sit there in silence as he berates and puts down other people like he is like a 4-year-old on a playground, and everyone just sits there and allows it to happen. I've never seen where you beat a bully by just staying quiet. And bravo to these 2 female journalists who are still going out there and trying to hold this idiot accountable.
Joe?
Yeah, and of course this strikes a chord with a daughter that's a journalist that wants to do politics. So I always tell her, hey, just be tough and keep coming at it, because they might always like you. Hopefully he ends up being a bit of an anomaly. But it's crazy when, he's got a thing with women that seek to hold him accountable. I don't think there's any question about that. They weren't asking anything unreasonable or saying anything unreasonable. And it's interesting how the Republicans just sit in silence. If a Democrat had done this, what if Barack Obama had done this? They'd be trying to impeach him. Okay. They wouldn't have it. Okay. They were subjected to talking about his suits, his tan suit, because they couldn't talk about anything else. You got plenty to talk about here if you want to, but a whole lot of people don't want to. They just kind of keel over and let him do whatever it is that he wants to do, which is unfortunate. But hopefully those the ABCs and those media outlets continue to support strong, qualified journalists as they do their jobs. And so that's going to be really important, and hopefully that continues to be the case.
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase, and I'm here with a very important message. We are at a turning point in the Black community where we must have equity in the apps we use that scale to billions of dollars. But this time, we own the infrastructure, we own the culture, and we shape the future. And Fanbase is the future. Fanbase combines the free functionality of Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube into an all-in-one platform built for the evolution of social media and monetization. With over 1.4 million users, that's real proof that we are shifting the conversation of tech ownership and equity for creators. So right now, I want you to go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest today. The minimum to invest is $399. That gets you 60 shares of stock in Fanbase at $665 a share. This marks a turning point in Black ownership of social media. If we don't take this opportunity to own social media right now, we will always be customers to our own creations. And that can't go on. So once again, go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest today. We must own the platforms where our voices live, our stories matter, and where our culture drives the world. Thank you.